Hey guys, so I wake up at 1 p.m., work 2 hours a day, but I made 35K this month with copywriting, and this strategy completely feels illegal. In this video, I'm going to share the exact blueprint I use to make those type of results. For context, here's a few screenshots of the money I made as a copywriter over the past month. That was made over the course of 2 weeks by writing copy for a single client of mine, and the only thing I needed to do was writing email for them. Now, since that's in euro, in dollars, that makes a bit over 35K USD. In this video, I'm going to share the exact process I use to constantly make 30K per month as a copywriter while working 2 hours a day. And for context, if you guys don't know me, my name is Priyank. I'm a copywriter. I started copywriting in 2020, and by 2022, I was making my first 30K per month. And now I've been getting those type of results consistently ever since. So the first thing you guys need to understand in my process is that, in my opinion, info is the best niche to print. Now, what do I mean by info? I'm talking about companies, business owners who have an information product to sell. So people who sell courses, high ticket coaching programs, low ticket courses, basically anything related to monetizing their knowledge. Now, for example, Iman Gaji does exactly that. Alex Hormozi, Ali Abdal, those are some big names in the industry. But don't get me wrong, guys, before you go out there and start reaching out to these people, I have something smarter you guys can do. In my opinion, the best way to print as a copywriter is to reach out to those smaller content creators, small infopreneurs, who have about 5K to 10K subscribers on YouTube, and help them make more sales with your copywriting. That's exactly the type of stuff I did in the beginning. Now, the real gold mine is infopreneurs running 7-figure businesses. For the past 3 years, I've been focusing exclusively on the info product niche, and especially on those people who make more than $1 million in profit a year. For example, here's a quick photo of me with a client of mine. This guy, Jody, he makes a bit over $7 million a year by selling courses in the investment niche and crypto niche. So basically he teaches people how to invest their money and make more money off of it. And this year is about to cross 8 figures. So what I do for this guy is that I write his email copywriting, and he pays me very well for that. Another example of a client of mine, this guy, he makes a bit over $5 million a year by selling courses in the speed reading niche. So he teaches people how to memorize things better and how to read faster. And he makes a bit over $5 million a year with that. And what I do for him is that I write his emails and his ad copywriting. Now, it's focusing on this niche alone that allows me to constantly land high paying clients. I don't work for e-commerce brands. I don't work for SaaS companies. The only thing I do nowadays is that I write for infopreneurs, and that's what allows me to print money. Now, here's why this niche is so powerful. The first thing is that they're already making bank. If someone is pulling $1 million in profit a year, they don't see copywriting as a cost. They see it as an investment that multiplies their launches, their business, and that allows them to make more sales. The second thing is that in the info product niche, they launch all the time. They do webinars, challenges, product drops, coaching programs. Their whole business model is built on events and launches, and every event needs a flood of emails to sign people up and convert them. The info product industry and most of the businesses out there live and die by email. And for some of my clients, actually 60 to 80% of their revenue comes from email during launch weeks. That means that without me, if I don't write the emails, they could lose up to 60% of their revenue. So if you can write words that sell, you can write good emails, you're not just helping them, you're literally driving the lifeblood of the business. By the way, if you guys want me to create a video on how to find clients in the info space, the outreach strategies, and everything I use to print money in the industry, drop a comment down below and let me know. And if I get at least 50 comments under the video, I'll go over my full blueprint in the next video. Now, you see all those live webinars, the VSLs, the challenges, the live events, they're highly dependent on emails. They need your copywriting for leads to show up live. So what you guys need to understand is that infopreneurs are copywriting aware. They know the value of copy and how much it can impact their revenue, so they're literally willing to invest a fuck ton of money in it. So for example, I'm currently writing copy for a really big launch right now, and I'm not the only copywriter on the project. There's me writing emails on the project. I'm getting paid 25 grand for that. And there's also 4 other copywriters who are getting paid a total of 18 grand to write the ad scripts. So these type of companies are heavily investing into copywriting, and they know the value of it. And the coolest thing about this niche is that they have a recurring need for copywriting. So recurring demand equals income security for you. Unlike sales pages or VSLs they do once in a while, emails are almost needed daily. So let me tell you guys, if you get hired by one of those businesses, they almost need your copywriting services daily, which means you become part of their money machine and you end up making a consistent income with these type of clients. Now, step 2 of my process is what I call the 35K emails. So most copywriters are like Uber drivers. They'll take any ride, any client, anywhere just to get paid. And what I did in my career is that I picked one type of email that makes my clients stupid amounts of money. I call them the 35K emails. So here's what they are. Launch sequences, post-opt and nurture, emails that warm people up before the big event. For example, people who sign up, you send them emails almost every day before the event. There's also webinar invites, so you're just making sure that thousands of people actually show up live. And there's also post-webinar emails driving those same people to book calls and pull out their credit cards. So the reason why this works so well is that these emails are responsible for 30 to 40% of the total revenue of a launch. They're really simple to write, and I'll show you an example later in the video. And they're also mission critical, so clients can't afford not to have them. And that's why I can charge 15 to 20 grand per launch and I get no questions asked, guys, because they know one good sequence from me can mean an extra $1 million in sales. Now, step 3, why it pays so much. Here's the thing. Launches are insanely profitable. If a client makes $1 million in a week, they don't blink at paying me 15 grand minimum. And for me, a launch is about 1 to 2 weeks of work where I would work about 2 hours a day, every single day. I usually write about 60 to 150 emails. It might sound like a lot, but to be honest, it's really not. I'm just going to show you a quick example of what I write. For example, this one is in French. I'll probably translate a document for another video, but those emails are really short actually, guys, and the frameworks are the same. Let me just show you an example real quick. Like, for example, that one, like, you just have like the opener and then like a quick announcement, then you have a call to action button, and then we just move on to the emotion, a bit of scarcity, and then that's it. And then like almost every single email I write, guys, those are like the exact same frameworks. So what I would usually do is that I would write about 30 totally different emails, and then I would just assemble them to have an extra 100 emails because I already have a baseline. It takes me about 2 hours a day and I'll walk away with 15 grand. But let me add a disclaimer here. I've been doing this exclusively for the past 3 years and I'm operating at a high level now. At the beginning, I started like everyone else by pricing lower, taking smaller gigs, and just building confidence. And even then, my first retainer client was paying me $4K per month for me to write their emails. That gave me stability while I built my skills. And that's the exact advice I'd give to you guys if you're just starting out. So the first thing to do, if you're just getting started and you're at zero, you're not making a single dollar with copywriting right now, the first thing to do is just to secure your income first with stable retainers. So business owners, that would pay you 2 to 5K per month for your copywriting. And then once you're good, once you have that first client that pays you, have your first testimonials, you have built confidence in your skills, then the best way to increase your income is to do it just like I do it right now. So just hop on launches where you can print money the way I do today. My biggest regret in my copywriting career is that I thought the best way to get rich with copywriting was just to stack retainer clients, and it's really not. Retainers is the best way to hit 5 to 7, even 10 grand a month maximum. But the best way to hit past that is launches, in my opinion. That's the real jump from being just another freelancer to being a premium copywriter who gets paid like a boss. Now, why does it feel illegal? Most people imagine copywriters grinding 10 hours a day. And the reality is that with systems, leverage, and positioning, you can go a lot further, guys. So what I wanted to show you is a quick analogy right here is that most copywriters in the market are like this guy, the soy boy copywriter. They read books, they bought courses, they analyze copy, and they write for 10 hours a day by themselves on their Google Docs alone, not getting paid a single dollar. And on the other side, you have the type of copywriters I want you guys to become, the gig-a-chide copywriter. So they write 2 hours a day and they make more than 10 grand a month with copywriting. And it's totally achievable, guys. That's what I do. That's what my students do. And I'm totally sure if you guys put in the reps, you guys can do it too. Now, the craziest part is that I honestly spend more time traveling the world than writing. For example, here's a quick photo of me writing copy on the top of a skyscraper in Times Square in New York City. We've rented an Airbnb with 3 friends of mine. That was completely insane. And yeah, one of the best days of my life, to be honest. But when you're in the right niche with the right clients, you can print money, guys. All right, so let's move on to step 5. What's next? What am I working on? So the next launch I'm working on is expected to pull $20 million in sales in the info product niche. I'll break that down in another video, but to be honest, guys, there are things I can't post on YouTube. Not because I don't want to, but because these projects are too big, the strategies are too sharp, and to be honest, some of the names related to the projects are under NDAs, but these are involving some of the biggest guys in the industries, and once I can share that in the channel, I'm pretty sure you guys will love it. So the only place where I can go fully unfiltered, where I break down the exact client deals, email frameworks, and behind the scenes playbooks and raw client acquisition strategies is inside my private email list. So you have the link in the description box down below. That's the spot where I drop the stuff that never makes it to YouTube. There's no fluff, no screenshot flex, just raw strategies that make me print with copywriting. So if you guys want to join my private email list, you have the link in the description box down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.